You might not see her just on the side there, but there she is. Outside Cardiff Castle. Hello. Welcome to Cardiff Castle. This is just right in the city centre on the other side. On the other side there of Cardiff Castle, there's St Mary Street, Queen Street, all of the main shopping precinct, and just over by there is the stadium, is the Millennium Stadium. And this is just sitting in the centre here. Look at this, it's such a beautiful. It was rebuilt by the Marquis de Bute, however you say. He did a lot actually. Castle Koch he had ownership of. He bought all of the parks around here and he gave them to the people. That's the story anyway. Look, this is one of them. This is the castle grounds. It's beautiful today. Even though it's not that bright, it's still beautiful today. You can hear it all kicking off. A little Baraboo here is wondering what we're up to. We're going to have a little look at this. Why not have a little look at this? Well, there you go. This is the Mill Leet. What is a leet? That's a good question, I don't know. Leet is a word to describe an open water course conducting water to a mill. The Mill Leet in Bute Park lies on the location of the old mill pond that fed the Cardiff mills. When the dock feeder canal was constructed in the mid-19th century, the dam was installed to divert the water course north of Cardiff Castle. This created an ornamental pond along the western wall of the castle. Prior to this, the mill stream extended the full length of the park. After the Mill Leet was drained in the late 1970s, the area went into decline and the channel became overgrown. The site was restored in 2013 as part of the Heritage Lottery funded Bute Park Restoration Project. The work involved installation of a liner, masonry repairs, construction of 2 dams, and the introduction of a pump system to keep the water oxygenated via a cascade from the upper dam. So here you go. It would have been filled with water once upon a time, just outside the Game of Thrones style castle door. This is the West Gate, site of the West Gate. That's why it's across the road from Westgate Street, of course. And one of the 6 city gates, part of the Norman fortifications, first mentioned in 1184. Portarum et Palissy Ville de Cardiff, known as Miskin Gate, Millgate or Millgate. The town mills being close by. Millgate House was known as Century House, restored in 1451 after the Welsh uprising in 1404, led by Owen Glyndwr, what a guy. In May 1648, Colonel Thomas Horton, with a parliamentary army of 3,000, marched through this gate to the Battle of St Fagans, a battle that I've reenacted on a few occasions when I was young. Actual fact. Been to St Fagans loads of stories. There's a story about my dad sneaking into St Fagans so he didn't have to pay when they were off school one time, him and his mate, and he climbed over the wall and he found it in his ankle and had to come get help. And he said, "Why did you climb over the fence or the wall?" And he was like, "Well, I wanted to get in for free, but it was a bank holiday, so it was free to get in anyway." Mill channels there. So the history of the mills says on here, mills occupied the area to the south of Cardiff West Gate for several hundreds of years from the 12th century. The original mills were for corn. Records show that the mills occasionally fell into disrepair and restoration work was undertaken until the 18th century, after which an ironworks was erected on the site. Says here as well, flood prevention. A dam constructed to the south of the restored mill channel in 2013 prevents water spilling out from the Leat and flooding the basement of the Angel Hotel. Just across the way. I know the Angel quite well. I used to work across the road. Such occasional flooding was one of the reasons the Leat had to be drained in the late 1970s. And just at the bottom as well, it says there, during the First World War, the 4th Marquis of Bute initiated excavation of the Cardiff Mills. Around 1917, John Ward, curator, Cardiff Museum, prepared a plan for showing the location of the channels containing the water wheels. The channels were reconstructed in the 1920s along the lines of the old foundations south of West Gate Bridge. I think I'm going to have to find my dog. Bella! You! What are you doing? Come here! Come here, look at this little girl. Come here, what are you doing? You're just gonna go off by yourself? Traipse around town? Is this okay? No, come here. Come here, sit down. Sit down. No, hey, no, sit. You totally naughty girl there. You should run off. You know that. She knows that, really. Westgate, there you go. And the last one here for little Bella, who's very excited. Hey, you don't go running off again. And she's like that. The bridge you are standing on, I am, leads to the West Gate, which was reconstructed for the 4th Marquis of Bute by J.P. Grant in 1912. The original West Gate formed part of Cardiff's medieval fortifications built in the 12th and 13th centuries. The road leading to the gate formed the main approach in the west, from the west into Cardiff town, and several industries built up along it. The gate was dismantled around 1800 with just a single pier standing throughout the 19th century. After a new bridge over the Taff operated in 1796, opened in 1796, the West Gate was rendered obsolete and properties along the approach road fell into disrepair. Indeed, this is the same, this is a big story in a lot of these parts. This, you know, the use of these mills are a symbol of where Cardiff was at that point as well, because quite simply Cardiff fell into disrepair. When I grew up in Cardiff, it was a shell of a place, you know, really a shell of a place, heavy. And here you go, says it's the Swiss Bridge. Beyond where you were standing, there used to be an ornate timber bridge called the Swiss Bridge. The bridge was designed by William Burgess for the 3rd Marquis of Bute and was inspired by the bridge across Lake Lucerne in Switzerland. It was constructed in 1875 and provided direct routes from the castle's Bute town over the Mill Leat and into the private pleasure grounds, which now form part of Bute Park. In 1927, the Swiss Bridge was relocated over the Docks feeder canal to the west of Castle Mews. It is thought to have been moved because the area west of the castle was considered too cluttered after the West Gate was rebuilt in 1921. After falling into a state of disrepair, the bridge was demolished. There you go, and it shows a little symbol here. It says the Swiss Bridge is one of the carved panels on the People's Door near Bute Park Education Centre. Visit the Education Centre, blah blah blah. Again, there's more about the Swiss Bridge. It says about the legacy remains. Physical evidence of the bridge can still be seen today if you know where to look. The small islands in front of where you are standing marks the location of bridge's foundation. Also, the roof line where bridge connected to castle building is visible. Stand in line with the island and the castle's Bute Tower to see if you can spot it. There you go. There's some photos of the Swiss Bridge in its original location in 1900, view looking north from the eastern castle bank, and then note the supporting timber beams on the left. The position of the foundation is marked today by the small island. And there you go, modern photo of the famous medieval bridge at Lake Lucerne, Switzerland, which gave inspiration for Swiss Bridge. That was somewhere over here. And then there's archaeological finds as well, unearthed in Cardiff past during the excavations to install the liner and restore water to the mill leat. A number of important archaeological discoveries were made. I bet it was. You go around anywhere around here, you get that. Stay with me, Belle. Hey, come here. Come here. She wants to go off with a potential friend over there. Two sides of life. Everyday items such as fragments of domestic cooking pots, bowls and jugs were found, but also some high status pieces such as a leather sword scabbard, sheaves, engraved leather, coloured glass, decorated poetry and early clay tobacco pipe stems and bowls. The finds have been dated to late 16th century to early 17th century. The high status prices presumably came from the aristocracy in residence at the castle, whereas the everyday objects may have come from the people living and working on the other side of the Leat in the industries and properties that developed along the town's western approach road. Once fully assessed and observed, it is hoped that many items will be on display in the local museum. There you go. That's a little bit of that. There's some items found. She's again trying to make an escape. But that's a pretty important little area. You had the Angel Hotels just across the road there. The Holiday Inn is just across the road there. I used to be, once upon a time, a manager in the Holiday Inn. That was hard job. A lot of the time it was keeping men out of women's rooms. That was basically the job. And then of course Angel Hotel as well. Hey Bella, you want to go? Yeah, come on, let's go. And there you go, and we're here. Butte Park Restoration Project. Secret Garden Cafes here. This is the door that was mentioned on what is the visitor center there. And there is the door. It has a few different things on. Let's see if we know any of this stuff. So up here in the center is the Swiss Bridge. The Swiss Bridge that used to be over there and then got moved down the bay, and is a copy of that bridge in Switzerland. This is Andrew Pettigrew. Got Pettigrew Teas or something like that it's called in Cardiff. I wonder if that's related. Head gardener, Butte Park. So obviously they liked what he done, and he was doing something. I think that was for the third marquee of Butte. Wait a minute, I gotta get my dog back. Bella, oi, you, Bella, come here. What are you doing? That's bad. Hey, naughty. You wait where you are. Okay, good girl. Here we go. This next panel is the castle itself. Just over there, looks like the West Gate itself. And there's the farming in the valleys, I would suggest, or the Vale. The outskirts, maybe St. Fagans itself. It's a memorial to St. Fagans itself. Something that could be. I'm not sure what that is. We can find out about that. This is obviously, it looks like it's a nod to the Norman merchants who used to come through here and first recorded it in the 1100s or 1000s. It's a Roman post and port. And there you go, there's right to the beginning is the Roman coins found during this period. So there's the Roman coins. Is what looks like Norman traders. This could be like witch trials or something. This has there's a bit about that. This is showing a scene of someone. It looks like they're pulling a boat along the side of the castle there. And this is showing what I would think is a Valley's town, farming, community, agriculture, maybe St. Fagans. And up here it says, if you can see by there, in solitude where we are least alone. In solitude is where we are least alone. Probably not to prayer. Again, the Swiss bridge here, the infamous Swiss bridge, it doesn't exist in that form anymore. And Andrew Pettigrew, Pettigrew, indeed. There you go. And that's the door of this, the visitor centre here. This very sad looking Christmas trees, just alive though. Pine just alive. Might be an all round pine that needs a little water, and it's got some nice outdoor garden. You'd like to go and see the indoor gardens, and we'll do it sometime, but today's bank holiday and everything's closed, and my dog is abandoning me slowly.